I'm going to be doing a topic today that I think affects us all, especially living here in the desert. How old is too old to drive? Slide, please.
Oh my God.
The reason I'm so passionate about this topic is this gentleman here, George Russell Weller. In 2003, I was living in Santa Monica, and I was at the farmer's market.
Oh.
Mr. Weller, who was 86 at the time, drove his car at the speed of 40 to 60 miles an hour down the center of that farmer's market, killing 10 people, injuring more than 70. It was total carnage. If you had seen a war zone, I've ever been to one, I can imagine it was similar to that. Bodies everywhere. He had mistaken the gas pedal for the brake for the gas pedal. The only reason he came to a stop was because he was dragging a body, and one was on his hood. This is a picture of one of the pictures. So, what's going on? In the year 2008, we had 32 million people who were 65 or older that were driving. And elderly drivers considered 65 or older. 10 years time, 40 million plus will be driving. Now, this is going to affect us all. If it doesn't affect our families, it will affect us on the streets. I mean, I don't know how many people have gotten, when you're going to the grocery store and you see somebody in a walker or a cane that is, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they're getting into a car. And you're like, you let them leave the parking lot before you do, and you just don't want to be on the street with them, So but it's scary. But we're all going to have to deal with this, I think. I mean, if we're not, we are dealing with it, and it's a pretty scary thing. We go out and we do our business. We have blind faith. We go on the roads and we think people are going to do what we do, but the elderly react differently. Next slide, please. Medication, eyesight, and physical, basically, your reaction time changes as you get older. I can speak to that personally. I'm getting a little older now, and mine's not the same as when I was 18 the first time coming to college. So those are things that affect the elderly. Next slide. So the states of the biggest thing is, across the country, there is no uniform way of dealing with an elderly driver. There is no testing, per se. There is no overall, at the age of 65, saying that you need to get your eyes checked every 2 years or every year, whenever you renew your license. The state of Arizona, you don't have to renew your license for 12 years. I mean, Mr. Weller had his eyes examined and a driving test 3 years prior to this accident, and he passed. And as a result, people died. I mean, so I do think that things need to be, things need to definitely change, and we need to have a universal, nationwide policy as to how we treat the elderly. So basically, on the next slide, please. It's a tough topic. I talked to my dad about it, and I said, listen, he just turned 70, and I said, I'm doing a study.
1 minute.
I'm doing this presentation for class, and I said, what's your opinion on it? I said, you're getting up there. You drive a big Mercedes, it's a tank, and you could run. He's a terrible driver in Florida. He's not a terrible driver, but he lives in Florida, and where there are even worse drivers than here, believe me. And I said, do you want me to? He said, at the point when I'm not comfortable, I'll know it myself. But that is not everybody. The one thing about driving is independence is hard to give up. So in conclusion, I actually think I have more questions than answers for this. But I just wanted to bring it up as a topic because it does affect us all, whether it's our own family or, like I said, when we leave the campus here today, that ultimately elderly driving affects us all. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.